Hi, welcome to Spiritual Diet Diamonds. I am the host for this channel. Hope you guys are doing well. So let's get into Sagittarius's reading. Do check out all the star signs in your birth chart to see which of them is going to give you better clarity when it comes to getting the information that you need to understand your circumstances, situations, and things that you've got going on in your life. As your birth chart will give you um, information, to how to move forward and getting the right appropriate reading for you, okay, to understanding what's going on in your life in a specific area, okay. So you can look at other star signs that I'm doing on this channel as well, like the readings that I'm putting out, and then you can get clarification to help you move forward with certain things. Even if it's not your sun sign, it might be your moon sign, it might be your rising sign, it could be a Venus, it could be something else. So let's move forward anyway. What's going on with Sag? Please, Spirit, give them clarity. Thank you. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, press the notification bell. That way you can be updated when there is readings that have come out, new readings on the platform, and you can be the first to, look into those readings or be notified when the readings come out. Don't forget to leave comments if you feel like you have anything to say. And please give a thumbs up. It will be much appreciated. Thank you. So, I do see you want to move forward, okay? And saying yes to something. Like you want to give a yes to something here. Doesn't say what right now, but it does say you have beautiful mindset and very good looking eyes and very nice hair. So someone could be admiring you as well. Like someone's looking at you. Maybe someone's come rushing in, or someone's going to come rushing in and they're admiring you. They're looking at you, and they feel like you're very beautiful. You got, very nice eyes. You got nice hair. Your figure could be nice, or it is nice, or they just like you overall for who you are. Um, your weight and everything, even if you feel like, well, I've put on a bit of pounds. Either way, this person just likes you overall. They just like you. Okay. All right. But you could be saying yes to a job. You could be saying yes to a person of interest. You could be saying yes to a situation, giving an all clear to something. Either way, I feel like there's a yes energy coming in. It does say that you would rather not speak at times or move silently, or afterwards you may be given some time off in your mind to think whether or not you should have said it, or maybe you feel like you've done it already, so you don't know if you should move forward. But ideally, you will move on and you'll see that blessings can come anyway, okay? All right, because maybe someone could be quiet or silent or not giving you direct admission requirements or even answers to help you move forward. It does say some of you are going through mental stress to deal with laughing stock unis, colleges, or even work ventures that are not helping you practically, but playing around with your mind to see how you see things, view things, or understand things in the perspective of theirs, but not really understanding whether or not you should do something, take it on. Ideally, wanting to, but not seeing if it's going to be beneficial for you. It doesn't say anything in regards to bad news, but you do have good karma if you're working on something and you see that you need to give an all clear to someone or blessing them with health issues or not health issues, or maybe even things that you've told yourself, I have time to tidy up my mind with things that I'm doing and leave certain things behind. So I've ticked the boxes out. I've given an answer to someone to say, yes, I'm going to do it and take care of the situation, the burden, and clean up my act, my mind, or a situation. Okay. So let's see what else is going on for Sag. Okay, so someone's not speaking to you, or there could be a knock knock. I'm hearing a knock knock. There could be a knock knock. Someone's knocking at your door, or someone wants to knock. It does say it's not necessary to knock again. I realize I could come through and really target you to be mad, but I'm not, and I will situate myself in a problem in the next week or two if I don't speak to you. Okay, so someone here is going to situate themselves in a problem in a week or two if they don't speak to you, is what they feel, or you feel like that. It does say someone here has level-headedness and wants to help you with problem solving. And eviction notice could come to you in a week or two if you're not careful. For some of you guys, I don't think all of you guys are going through this. I do feel like there's some hidden information or there's some hidden knowledge here, and there is some struggles, all right? But there's also some type of wish fulfillment here to look into and to provide yourself better news. And it does say to partner up with someone that understands you or even give you communication, but not understanding anyone that's going to give you bad news, okay? And I feel like someone is trying to talk about someone around you as well. Is what I'm picking up. I feel like someone communicates with your soul or your spirit. Maybe you could pick it up or understand it, or you don't. But someone's trying to talk to you about someone. And it does say a blamed energy keeps coming over you with a mindset. And it does say a personal traitor is there trying to cause you harm with eviction notice or problems that they've probably put on repeat in your mind to help you see that bad news can come and wash over you. And it doesn't say it will work, but this person feels like they've got cause for concern, mental health, and they've put it in you to feel like you've got bad news, okay? Watch out for those that are doing spell work, group work, voodoo, you know, Wicca, any type of magical, dark magic kind of work. And it doesn't say bad news overall for those who want to communicate with you in your mind about things, because they do know that they feel happy when they're doing it, but they also know they're not communicating with any bad omens. They feel like they could, but it's not working every time they speak of you. So they don't want to tell you that good news is coming, but they won't war with themselves too much when they see that you have good news, because they do. And at times they really ignore the fact that you could have better news. And then at times they really war with you and see that you do have good news. At times they don't want to know, and at times they do. Why would you want to war with me and then not war? It's like they know that they can't communicate with you all the time, but they realize people are playing with your mind and targeting you for a bad news. They don't know why they're doing it, but they know they're warring with me, and I know I can't help it. Okay, and this could be an earth sign. You could be dealing with a Capricorn or an earth sign or an air sign. Maybe another fire sign as well. Okay. All right, let's see what else is going on. Don't want to speak about any problems with your schooling, your home, or your housing associations. You've got good karma coming with your bills, and it does say there's a need to speak about your ideas and your codependencies. Problem is you don't have bad news, and it does say someone doesn't know how to speak about you in good ways, but they want to know that you've got bad news. Try and warn yourself to tease yourself away from the problem or give yourself good news. It does say many times over, riddles or structures of problems could come out of people's heads and play mind games. No need to speak about it. Just cause your mind grief and give yourself problems is what the person wants. But it does say you don't have to speak to this person. Leave them to deal with their mind. Okay? So someone here wants to see you in grief, problems, and all kind of different things. Because I do see... okay, I'm hearing the word Zoe or Chloe, and I'm also seeing that there is clarity to move forward in two directions to change something or end something here with a partnership. Okay, there's even obsession to do so. Okay, even though someone may have broken the obsession or the codependency of not knowing which way to go, but to help it again, to be loyal to partnering up and remembering that you don't have a clue what's going on, but I do, is what the person says. And it does say, mind you, I wouldn't want to know where you're going or how you're coping, but I realize you're not going to get good karma with us, and I could feel like you're going to be bled in your mind about it. You've got bad news. Okay, so this person feels like you've got bad news. And I'm also picking up there's some sentimental values or even problems with skill sets or even sharing communication or probably even laughing stock mental health with the mind games of a person that wants to kick you down and harm you. But it also says they know that they've got problems seeing who they are, and they don't know who they are at times, but they do. And they want to war with themselves until they walk away from the problem or see that they've got problems but don't know how to support themselves with good news, karma, or bad news. Okay, and I'm also picking up there's some bias or racism, okay, attached to this as well. And it does say complete nonsense with a person that doesn't want to believe it, because they do walk away and they do see themselves in a shadow side, but they don't want to understand or hear who you are, so they won't speak to you again, or they will, but they just don't know how to sponsor you right now. And if they do speak to you again, they're probably going to give themselves good news and come back and speak about bad news again. So this person comes back to speak about bad news to you, and in return it gives them good news. Does that make sense? You know, when a person wants to see you fail, they don't want to see you happy, but you are applying into something to see yourself good or happy. You're trying to gain, recognition, or, maybe you're trying to get yourself onto a course, or maybe you're trying to get yourself a new job, or whatever it is. And then the person on the receiving end dealing with things wants to see you not get good karma because of malicious intents inside themselves. But they don't want to see that in themselves, but they know they're acting that way. And then they want to hide their hand because they realize that people are going to tell them off. But you may be silent and not saying anything to them because you just see them for who they are. And you may have other options of giving yourself better outcomes and better news. Do you see what I'm saying, Sagittarius? So it's like, you found a way to say, you know what, do what you're doing, I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'll still allow you to be the prat that you are, even though I don't like it. I'm still looking at my options and my opportunities. Even if you want to turn around and mess around, I've still got better things to do, and when I'm ready to take myself away from you completely, I will do so. Okay, so that's what I see that you're doing currently right now. All right, so let's see what else is going on, Sag. Anything else? Yeah, and I'm hearing someone say, woe to you for being bad to me, when bad is really their name. Ooh, bad is really their name. And it doesn't say why you have to pick on me, but I realize you're picking on me as I pick on you. Yeah, this person realizes that you're picking on them as they pick on you. Okay? And it doesn't say why you're picking on them, but they feel bad for whatever it is they deal with inside themselves, but they pick on you and then they pick on themselves, seeing that you're not going to give yourself bad news. You've got to wonder why you're giving yourself such great news, because you don't have to give yourself great news, but it does say you believe in yourself more than this person does, and you don't have to give yourself bad news. They have to wonder why they're negative in their spirit, their soul, their mind, and play mind games. Ugh. Ugh. Too many mind games, honey. The mind games. And it doesn't say why this person wants to give you awards or even signify that they've got good news, but they're wondering why they haven't got them themselves. And they're dealing with stress-related issues to why they don't give themselves good news and move past the problem. They want awards and wishes in a way that you could get yourself in good karma and have awards and wishes, but don't really need to have bad news. And they don't know how to give themselves that as they time the situation to see what it is wrong with them, as they don't know, and they may never know what's wrong with them. But the truth is, they don't know how to support their head with whining, moaning games, like the way that you've probably pushed yourself past and gave yourself better news in regards to past tense situations where you felt like you couldn't cope and you was going to fall off the planet, or maybe not even give yourself great news in your head because you were stressed or even depressed, and then you felt like you had to move past it. Their mind is telling them off. They can't cope with them things, so they have to move on and tease people and pick on them because they can't understand the lifestyle they would like or the future ahead of them in a way that gravity could give them brainwashing energy that could produce better news or good karma. So they would pick on you instead and leave them, because many of them are out there where they have to pick on you and give you bad news in replace of the good news that they could have had when they felt like they needed support and couldn't get it, and could never see a way past the bad news. They warn themselves not to speak, but they have bad news to give you now as they see themselves in good news and wonder where it's going with the bad. Okay. All right. I see some of you guys really getting it on with your person as well. Some of you guys could be having a lot of sex right now and, having good luck, with your love life. And it's very quiet because, you have good news in your love life. And I've said this before in other readings that I've done, okay? That when it comes to your love life, at times, if it's silent, sometimes, all right, you don't have a lover and there's nothing going on. Fair enough, you could be looking for someone. But when you're not hearing of it in the reading so much, it's like, all right, you don't have to make some detrimental or serious decisions, or your person is not giving you jip. Do you see what I'm saying? So you're just automatically getting on with things and having a good time. There's no concerns, there's no worries. You haven't put any notice out in the universe that, hold on a minute, I need to be aware of something. Is he cheating? Is she cheating? or, you know, are they not going to give me what it is that I want? Because you're seeking and you're looking for something and the energy is not there. So what I'm picking up is that you're content in your relationships right now. A lot of you Sagittariuses that are in love or having a good time in your relationship, because you know that you're not worried or concerned about the situation. So it's just not coming up. But I do see a lot of love making and a lot of sex. So that's a good thing. It's just not a big thing to talk about. It's just one of those things that are there for you guys to just, you know you're having a good time. You don't even need to ask the question. You're just having a good time with your spouse and your partners. Right. So anything else? It does say a decision is made to see that you are blessed. No one has stressed you out and you feel like you've got great news. Fine mindedness is there with people picking on people, and ideally you could witness this in your own life one day if you said I love you to someone and mean well to them and move on. It doesn't say you have bad news, but you're warning yourself. You can see yourself in a blessed future. One day you'll get this. Okay, so some of you guys that don't have it, you're gonna get it one day. Okay, good news with a spouse where you don't have to worry about anything. You just get on with it, you know? All right. So it doesn't say bad news overall, but people pick on people all the time, and you do have blessed energy with your lover, and you're going to move on from the whining, moaning person that gave you bad news, telling you had caught or even problematic situations. You could never have problems with me. I wouldn't want to know that you've got problems with me. I laugh and I made fun of you, and I'd never see you again. And I move on because I don't want to harm you. I don't want to deal with you. I just know I left you and I hate your mind, but I do love you and I care about you. So I wouldn't want to know that your childcare is going to be a problem or people are going to be a problem. I just laugh because I couldn't be there anymore. And I really am sorry. I just don't want to say it to you. Okay, that could be someone behind the scenes. There's a message there for someone to you in regards to how they've treated you and how they were talking about you behind your back, and what outcome they wanted to see for you and your family, and they're sorry for the way they've dealt with you, but they can't come back. And on top of it, they can't come forward and give you the sorry, but behind the scenes they are sorry, and they really are, wanting to know that you've got better news moving forward. They don't want to see harm to you and your family. Okay, so let's see what else is going on. Anything else, Sag? Anything else? I want to know that you're married. I want to see that you're married, and I want to dump myself in my problems and see that you're married. Someone wants to see you're married here, okay? And you could also want to see that someone's married. For some of you guys, as we have the King of Wands coming up, fire sign card. Some of you guys, someone here is wanting to know that you are married, okay? That you've got the love that you deserve. If they couldn't give it to you, you've got the love that you deserve, okay? For some of you guys, there could be someone coming in that wants to marry you, and they want to see that you're married. They want to come in and approach you with the idea of moving forward with marriage, getting ready to give you that, okay? And then for some of you guys, there could just be someone that is getting ready to go. It could be some of you guys, Sagittarius, that are getting ready to go and seek the one that you want for marriage. And maybe you've seen someone, you want to give them marriage, Okay, you could be praying for marriage right now. All right. So let's see what else is going on for Sag. Anything else? Okay. Still got some negative energy in the background there where someone still wants to support you being mad, upset, silent but violent, in their head about it, how they could have treated you better but never did or didn't want to and never will and never want to and never could and never could give you that. But they also want to know that they're sorry too, because they're going to give themselves better news one day with a child or a family. And they don't know it, but they're going to give themselves really good news one day and they'll see themselves happy. Okay. And it could be their family that's blessing them, and praying for them. And, maybe even spirit that's going to, reunite them with the situation again to have the opportunity. Okay. It does say with you in your mind about it is not a bad thing, but obviously you don't need to see the person. You may have been picked on or laughed at or even ridiculed or even tarnished by problems in your head. People pick on you every day and you would never know who and why and what. At the same time, many times over, people try to harm you and place you on a pedestal or laugh at you and even make jokes of you and still don't know why they're doing it. They've got to walk all over themselves with sin or maybe even problems that they've given themselves with bad omens. They see themselves as bad luck and they will realize that in 1 or 2 weeks or 2 days, they've noticed that they've got to move on and stop harnessing or tarnishing the mind of yours. It does say you could bring up things in your head and never look back and never see us again. Why would you want to know that we're always moving on? Do you not know that I love you and I care about you? How can I communicate being nicer to you instead of pushing past you and being negative? Okay? And you've got groups of people that want to know that they could be nicer to you instead of being negative and moving on and still being negative. It's like you've always been the person to maybe push them away in some way, is what they see. Like when you realize they're nasty, you may have said, you know what, I'm done with you, and you move on from them. And they're still behind the scenes picking on you, or wanting to come back, but still to be nasty. Okay. But then at the same time, now some of them are realizing that they want to come back and be nicer to you after all the pick on energy and don't know how. And then on top of it now, they realize that they could move on. And if they do move on, they're going to be nasty to you. That they realize they love you, but still don't know how to treat you. Does that make sense? They just don't know how to give you the love and admiration that you deserve or you need, or that they should give you, because naturally they see that you're not so bad, you're quite a nice person, or that you do deserve love, but they just don't know how to give it to you, All right. So let's see what else is going on, Sag. I'm hearing that you guys are going out helping yourself to good karma with clothes, shoes, hair, nails, doing all those good things to, practice good karma in your mind. And it does say a lot of the time you see yourself in a better, mind within yourself to like stay there and see yourself in a good way. Okay. But I'm also seeing that there's people practicing arts on you and they're doing bad news in themselves to see that they've got bad news with you or friends or frenemies or bad people from the past. They may not speak to you, but they've got karma with you and people around you, or possibly even a parent or a father figure or a mother that doesn't know how to speak to you, but she warns herself not to speak to you and still targets you with bad news, and friends and family members also. They also speak about you, laughing and making fun of you. When she's with her man or even her family, she laughs at you as she's got time to see that she's in the mindset of yours right now today, or maybe even hears herself speaking to you and not speaking to you. Ideally, talking to you is not going to be easy, but telling another person who's targeting her on the phone, or maybe even around her right now, telling her that she should have good karma with you because she's got to practice good news. But the truth is, you're not ever going to see her again, or you will, or you won't have to if she always picks on you too. So you could have a negative family member that always picks on you as well. Okay. And she's having a conversation with someone, whether it's a spouse, a lover, or a friend, talking about you. All right. Doesn't say where it's going, but you have blamed no one and you've got better news than anyone. You've got to trial and error the situation. It does say she knows why she's doing it though. She can pick on you and maybe even see if you're going to have problems with your past or your future, but doesn't know when it's going to happen. You warn yourself not to speak because you have better news when you don't speak to them and you move past it and see yourself in better news on your own. Okay. And then someone here just wants to laugh at you. This person seems deceptive. It does say, I want to make sure I laugh because I have to laugh. Where was you going trying to teach me a lesson or telling me you need to support me with my mind? I wouldn't want to know that you're helping me, but what if you're just laughing and making fun? You could be having laughs and jokes, but I know that I'm not in any trouble. I don't know if you've heard, but I've got a dealt with hand. So someone's, you could have offered your help to someone here, Sag. Maybe made a little fun of the situation. And this person knows that they've been dealt a rough hand, okay? But maybe they've been dealing a rough hand to the people as well. Maybe not, applying as the way they should to a situation. But it does say this person wants to pick on you or even arrive in your mind one day when you have problems and give you bad news. He knows that he's not supposed to give you bad news and he constantly wars with you to get bad news. Even now he's doing it and he doesn't realize it, but he's giving you bad news constantly every day. He doesn't know how to address himself in his mind. He plays along with bad news and probably wants to give you bad news right now as he speaks about taking from you, stealing from you, or laughing at you. But he's done enough of this and he realized anytime he can't get his way, he wants to practice bad news and harm you. But the truth is, the judgment day is coming for him, and it's coming to warn you that he's got blessed energy in his mind to harm you, as he wants to harm you with bad news, but he also wants to give you good news as you get calmer, moving past the troubles that he's gave you. Oh my goodness. It's like dealing with people and you've got challenges to move past them and their negative drama all the time as you get dealt with bad news from them. And it does say when they see their friends or people around them, they could pick on them and they laugh at them too. But they always warn themselves, don't speak about it, but you've got bad omens dealing with yourself in your mind. No one says you've got to trouble your mind with friends, but you've got to pick on yourself one day at a time when you see yourself in good karma. Okay. And you know why that is? Sometimes you've got to pick on yourself when you see yourself in good karma. Because sometimes, right, you could be going through good things in your life, Sag. And then there's people around you picking on you anyway. Okay? So it's like you may have to go through picked on energy, okay, in relation to getting yourself unpicked on. Sometimes you have to pick on your energy a bit because theirs is manipulative and you're like, oh shit, which way do I go? You know, you could be like trying to self-harm sometimes in some way. I don't want to say it in a detrimental way, but sometimes it can be, and sometimes it's just mild, you know, like, you know, you've got to kind of pick your brain a bit, but you could be kind of like sabotaging a little bit just to get yourself out of it, but then stay on course on that good karma that you was already on. Does that make sense? Like, you know, sometimes people want to bring people down as they're trying to move forward, and you have to kind of look back and see, are they really my friends or are they not? And you may find it easy to trust again after something went wrong, and then you realize, well, maybe I shouldn't have trusted them for the third or the fourth time when they let you down the third, you know, the second and the third and the fourth time onwards, and the fifth and the sixth could happen if you continue to believe in them. Do you see what I'm saying? Because sometimes we go back a step to the same problem or the same toxic people that gave us problems before, you know, not because we want to feed on negative toxic behavior, but sometimes you may wear your heart on your sleeve and you may be, you know, a bit more easier forgiving than some, so you give them other chances again and again and again, and then they come back hurting you again and again and again until they've learned their lesson. For some, not everybody does though. Okay, so that's where you can pick on yourself sometimes when you go back to the enemy and then they pick on you again after they apologized only last week or last year or a few months ago. Do you see what I'm saying? And then they end up having to apologize again, or they just know that they're not going to apologize again because they realize they just want to hurt you. That's just in their nature. Even if they apologize, they didn't mean it. You know, they actually wanted to be that narcissistic or negative, horrible, toxic person, you know, in your life or in their personality that they are, to continue being that way and to riddle your mind and, you know, to play with your mindset and, you know, cause more drama, problems and mental health issues that are in them already, dish them out to everybody else, you know. So it can be a lot sometimes, you know. So if there's anything in the readings that you may not understand sometimes, because I know I talk fast and I do apologize for the way I talk fast, and sometimes when things are coming out, it's like, all right, how do I understand what she's saying? Because sometimes you might not understand until I go in deeper. Okay, so don't forget to ask some questions. Okay, and I'll give you information to the best of my ability, and I will try and take my time to look into the things that are coming out through spirit, the universe, you know, the cards, energies, and give you clarification, because there's always an answer to it. Okay, to the way it's coming out. All right. So, anything else for Sag, please? Won't want to hear that you've got bad news. Won't want to hear that you've got troubles with people. Won't want to know that you're doing wrong to anyone. And it does say you take care of everybody in your mindset and you look after them. People love you for this, but you've got to tell yourself, am I doing right? Okay. And I feel like someone is judging you. Let's see who's judging you. Cause a concern with the universe or the spells and the riddles. I know that I did this to you, but I don't want to harm you. Could you tell that I'm harming you? Because I know you're my friend, but you're my frenemy. And I love you, but you're my friend. And I couldn't tell you anything other than this. It does say cute family member. Doesn't want to harm you, but she wonders about you all the time. Even when she's laughing at her mind, she loves you and she can't stand you, but she's always watching you. She could be, a sibling for some of you guys as well. Or an aunt is what I'm picking up for some of you guys too. Okay? And it doesn't say when she's going to stop picking on you, but she's always picking on your brain for things and wonders when you'll get it or even understand what it is that she knows. But she doesn't have to be so charged in her mind about it, like I'm troubling you to be the best version of yourself, even though you're not. Because I'm not, but I realize I'm probably not going to be your best friend. You know I'm your best friend, but I'm not. And I realize I could be worse than this if I trouble you more than this and be harmful to you. I could have been better than this to you and I never was. I tried to harm you and I realized I need to stop. Yeah. That's how she feels. Like she tried to harm you and she needs to stop. She realized she needs to stop. And she's probably, still being a brute to you. Okay? She judges you constantly. It does say she does, but she doesn't want to be seen or heard. And she doesn't want to know that you're having good karma. She doesn't like it. Yeah, she could be a bit jealous of you, Sag. Okay? Alright? Even if it's not a sibling, it could be like an aunt or maybe even a mother, a parent, or even a friend that could call themselves a sister of yours. Okay, for some of you guys. Okay. It doesn't say where I'm going, but I want to know where you are. So someone wants to know where you are here. Okay, it could be, like I said, it could be a family member, or it could be someone in your commitments, things that you've got to do in your commitments. There could be stress related issues. Someone is nurturing a lack or feels, down here. Someone feels poor or down or even has some type of illness. It could be mental or it could be stress related. This could also be you where someone wants to know where you are in life right now with your stress or your, your mental health. Okay. And it does say planetary care could come in to help swoop out all the bad news and give you good news. As you try to change or shift the atmosphere and give yourself blessings, you've got karma, but it's very good news that you see who you are. And you've timed the situation to see blessed energy. At times you need to look at yourself. Yeah, because sometimes you do need to see who you are for who you are, Sag. Not just the outside world and other people. You've got to look at yourself sometimes. And it does say you've looked into so much about others that you need to look at yourself. At times you do. You look at yourself very good. And it says no one is bothering you any more than that. Now you can see blessed energy come to you and bless yourself many times over with good news. Okay? So you've got to look at yourself to bless yourself with good news. And yeah, there's still people trying to harm you and target you. So just be careful of that. And don't end up harming yourself. Okay? Want to know that you're playing around with me because I play around with you too. And I know that you're playing with me because I've got to play with you. Someone here wants you to play mind games with them. Still, it does say your family is all that you love and have. Why do they play with you so much? Who knows, Sag? Why do they do that to you? Maybe you do know, but maybe some of you don't know. It does say no one is set in stone with their headaches or even problems, but there is things that you've wished for, even asked for, and they're still in your head. Which is true. There's a lot of things that we wish for and ask for and they're still in our heads. But they don't always have to stay there. There is other ways to find how to get them. And it does say you have blamed no one. You give yourself so much credit for who you are. I feel like someone's judging you. Okay. And I don't think it's just a sibling. I feel like there's other people doing this as well. Okay. But I do see you in the past, you've been trying to build something. Okay. And you have plans to do this still right now, currently. Okay. But you have kryptonite energy. People try to break your plans, or maybe there's certain things that come in the way and it ends up breaking your plans or gives you time out. Okay, maybe you even say, all right, I'm giving myself more time to figure out what I need to do to get to the end goal of the situation. And even then you might still need to contemplate how to work on that goal. Okay, because sometimes complications are there, or sometimes the balance in regards to giving and receiving isn't clear enough or isn't there enough, okay, for you. All right, so you may still have to plan things out in a way that you can move past certain things to give yourself better news. And sometimes it's just energy of other people that can get in the way and really, you know, target you for an unsuccess when you can give yourself better success if you have more options, okay? Of giving yourself that and looking into things carefully. I know that you have it in you to do well, and it does say you do. So you've got to give yourself better news along the way, okay? So whether it's alongside someone that you're already working with, or maybe in the near future when you know that you're working on something with someone else or with something else that you have as a backup plan, all right? Like plan A, plan B, so to speak. Okay. So in the past here, I can see that you have shown that you are praying for yourself. You give yourself good news, praying for yourself, but you've got to tame those things there as it's being worked on. Okay. As work is shutting down some things as well, you have to see why work is shutting down. Like it's something maybe not working right now. Okay. Or maybe even later on, something's not working, or it could work. Maybe it could be shutting down. Like a slow process for you. I feel like for some of you guys, you may end up walking backwards in the same situation if you're not careful of who you deal with as well, that can get in the way of your situation. So, you know, don't end up taking, you know, a step back when you need to continue taking a step forward. Also, you need to work on your resilience. So keep working on your resilience, trust in yourself, believe in yourself, keep working on that, and certain things will fall away. All right. Certain stress and burdens or situations that are unnecessary will fall away, okay? Because there has been some blockages and you want to get away from those blockages, and you will get away from them. You just got to keep taking it in your stride, taking your time to move forward. And I don't mean taking your time like, you know what, I'm going to keep putting this off until next week, next month, next year. I mean, keep moving forward steadily to the result of the goal manifest in success and achievement to victory. Okay. I do see slow moving assets coming in. All right. Or slow, you guys could be doing this already. Some of you guys are moving slow already. Like you're taking your time to make sure that good progress is there already. Like things are taking off, things are happening for you, and you've got good progress. Okay. You've prayed for this, you've manifested this, and you've taken your time to see that it's already there. Okay. And some of you guys are ready to retire as well. Like some of you guys could be young and ready to retire. Okay. Like you've already progressed, you know, like some of you guys are already young and like, you know what, I've done the hard work and I've made a lot of money. I've made a lot of good things for my life and my family. Whereas some of you guys may be a bit older and are ready to retire. Does that make sense? But some of you guys want to retire young as well. All right. Some of you guys want to retire, you know, not too far away. Like you don't want to be too old. Even if you're middle age and you retire at like, I don't know, 50, you know, maybe 55 before you're 60, because the natural retirement age is about 60, 65, now 70, I think. But you know, it's still not a bad thing retiring at 50, honey. Okay. So, let's see what else is going on. Anything else? I'm hearing wonderful news. This hair. It does say there's some ideas to be deceptive. If you can get away with something, you could get away with it. Not necessarily being deceptive though. If you could get away with something, you get away with it. But there's also some lies here as well. You know, like the realistic goal of a situation may not be easy, especially with things that happen in the world. Okay, but there are decisions that you can make for your wishes and your dreams to come true. And if you stay loyal to them, it does say that you will remember this and partner up, and may not ever have the good karma that you want, because someone could still kind of knock you off course. Or you could meet someone that could say, yes, you know what? It's possible. You know, I'm going to challenge you a little bit, but I'm still going to give you the good outcome that you would ideally like, shocking you that it could actually happen, and still investing into it as well at the same time too, making sure that it happens. Okay, so don't give up on your goal, Sag. Make sure that you move forward with things that could, move you a step closer to what it is that you want. Okay, you just have to keep challenging the situation sometimes too. Okay, and give yourself a lot of strength. You need a lot of energy as well to be able to move forward with certain things. I get it, especially when you want things to happen a bit faster than normal and to stay on course. You definitely need good health, good strength, and to, you know, have a lot of good energy. So, my lovelies, this reading is coming to an end. So let's um see what else Spirit needs to give you clarity about before we move on. It says you will move forward in two directions and wonder why you got good news with your adult driving. Some of you guys could be driving somewhere. Okay, some of you guys could be even looking into lying about purchasing a car and still want one, or you could possibly be moving forward with one in the next 2 weeks or a month, or maybe even gifting yourself a lot of time and effort to work on something here, or see that you probably want to gift yourself good news when it comes to the time that you put in with your work. Some of you guys may not want to speak about it, but your work is giving you good news overall. You may have time to see that you drive one day, so I wouldn't want to speak to you, but you could have good karma if I speak to you. I want to know if you drive, or maybe you could drive. Maybe I support you on something that you want. I want to give you something, so I'm going to help you, and I want to know if you can drive. Someone wants to know if you can drive. So you've got some type of opportunity coming up, Sag, but I am going to leave it there, and I'll speak to you in the next one. Ciao for now.